Good morning, Facebook family and friends, and my faithful, loyal YouTube subscribers. Today is Monday. It is the 24th. It is April 24th, the year is 2017. Last week, on April the 19th, Aaron Hernandez, the former star of the New England Patriots, who's serving a life sentence in prison, committed suicide in his jail cell. He left 3 notes: one to his fiancee, one to the mother of his little girl, and one to the daughter, and a third to his close friend in prison, who they're saying was his bisexual, his gay lover in prison. Now we're beginning to find out that Mr. Hernandez was bisexual, and it was the possibility of his sexuality being disclosed to his fiancée that he was planning on marrying at the time, that he chose to take his good friend out and shoot and kill him. Now, the 27-year-old former NFL star is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole for murder. He hung himself in his cell and left these notes. He wasn't discovered until around 3:30 a.m. that morning. This was an ugly end to the former NFL star's often ugly life, and it came on the same day that the players' team traveled to the White House to celebrate the New England Patriots Super Bowl win. Questions immediately began to swirl about why Hernandez, who had been acquitted 5 days earlier in connection with a separate double shooting, stemmed from a drive-by shooting. He was found not guilty just 5 days ago. Why did he choose this time to die? That's just one of the many mysteries Hernandez, known for never shedding the gang connections he made growing up, left behind. He was convicted in April 2015 for shooting and killing his best friend, Odin Lloyd, seemingly without motive. But interviews with multiple law enforcement officials involved in the case say Lloyd, a semi-pro football player who was dating Hernandez's fiance's sister at the time, had information the football star did not want out, that he was bisexual. So he found out. And that's how he ended up dead. So there's a lot of stuff to read. There's a lot of stories about this. Guys, I've been actively involved in the gay community since I was 16 years of age, which would have been 1986. I started having sex with men when I was 18 years of age. At 8, which would have been 1988. So in 86, I acknowledged I was gay, and I began hanging around a youth organization in Cincinnati, Ohio. That was in 1986. I didn't start having sexual encounters with men or dating men or whatever you want to call it until I was 18 years of age. But in that period of time back then, I learned very quickly that there were a lot of guys who had girlfriends, wives, even teachers at my school who I thought were straight. These men were all gay or bisexual. And they would go to great lengths to keep this information a secret. And so I'm not surprised that Hernandez, a ex-gang member, he never left his gang connections, they say, a professional football player with a $40 million contract who's about to marry his fiancée, did not want to disclose his sexuality and decided to commit murder to do it. I'm not surprised. Now that all this is coming to light after his death, none of this is shocking to me. A lot of people are having a very tough time understanding this. You have a 25, I believe at that time, that he committed the crime. Well, he was 27 when he killed himself. So he's still young. This man is still a kid. He's only 27 years of age. Y'all may not understand this. That man is still very young. So at the time he committed the crime, which took place a few years before. What is this? I'm trying to scroll through this mess. September 2007. Let's see. Well, I'm trying to find out how old was he when he committed the crime that sent him to prison. Okay, we do know in August 2012, Hernandez signed a $40 million contract extension with the Patriots. $40 million. That's a lot of money. That's an awful lot of money. So the crime took place in June of 2013. The body of Odin Lloyd is found in an industrial park near Hernandez's home in Massachusetts. Lloyd was a semi-pro football player who dated the sister of Hernandez's fiancée, Shania Jenkins. A video showed Hernandez with Lloyd the night of the murder. And after his home was searched twice by investigators, Hernandez was arrested and charged with murders. The Patriots released him several hours later. Well, so that happened in 2000, July of the murder took place in June 2013. So this is 2017, 4 years later. In April 2015, he was found guilty of first-degree murder of Lloyd, and the conviction gave him a life sentence in prison without parole. All right, so we can go on about Aaron Hernandez and how he made the fatal decision to murder someone, a good friend of his, because he wanted to hide his sexuality. I've said this a million times. I want y'all to listen very closely to this. In Chicago, and in many urban neighborhoods, we have a crime problem, a murder issue, where you have a lot of young black men or young men in urban settings who are killing each other indiscriminately. I've repeatedly said this, that a lot of these men are gay or bisexual and dealing with some very serious issues mentally with their sexuality. And people don't understand this. They don't believe it. I've known this for years. In 1990, when I ended up serving time in prison, I spent a lot of time around a lot of guys in several prison institutions. Jackson, Georgia. I went to 3 different camps, and besides having spent some time in the county jail, I had never been involved in crime before. I've been around these types of men before in my entire life, but I learned a hell of a lot at a very early age about bisexuals, gay men that you would never assume are gay or bisexual, but they are. I met a lot of thugs. That's why even now, I met a lot of thugs. Very guys that hang out on the street thugs, gun carrying. To this day, I don't even hang around guys like that because I know what's going on in their heads. And they have a lot of mental issues involved in their sexuality, so they take on this hyper-masculine image. I'm big, I'm bad, I'm tough. To hide the fact that they're gay or bisexual. I've known this for years. A lot of these guys, they have girlfriends. I have a friend right now who's bisexual. Matter of fact, he just came over to my house a few days ago, unannounced. A very close friend. He's always in the streets. He's bisexual. This man has 20 children. 20. We used to date in the mid-90s, but we remained friends for years. In that period of time, This man has 20 children. He loves the streets. He loves selling drugs. He loves hanging out. This is who he is. But you would never know he was gay or bisexual. Not with 20 children, you wouldn't assume that. His family members don't know. His friends don't know. Nobody knows. I know because I've known this man since he got out of prison. But we remain friends because we are friends. That's it. But I look at him and the confusion in his life. And he doesn't understand that he has so much confusion in his life is because of his sexuality and how attempting to hide it, cover it up, and pretend it doesn't exist. That's what has harmed him in his life. So it's led him to have this super tough persona where he has all these thousands of tattoos, always got guns, always got weapons, he's got the rip runner. So he's always trying to prove himself that he's a real man. And I always say, you're too old for this. At some point, you got to wake up and sit down and settle down and just sit down and realize it's okay to be who you are. It's okay. Nobody's going to care. If your children find out that you're bisexual or gay, I don't think they're going to care. But he's fighting hard to let it be that information, he doesn't want that out. But as he's getting older, he's getting lonely. You can only go through life by yourself for so long. You can only go through life pretending to be somebody that you're not for so long before the truth comes out. Everybody wants to be happy. I'm 47. I'm very happy. I'm sitting in my house having a cup of coffee. I'm living my life and doing what I've always wanted to do. I couldn't imagine going through life deceiving people, lying to people about who I am, trying to hide this information. And as I've gotten older, I've met more and more men in their 40s who are married, going through divorces, who are now just coming to acceptance for who they are. I get hit up on Facebook and YouTube all the time for guys. And I just say, why did they send me a friend request? I'll look through their pictures. We don't have any friends in common. And I'll start talking to them and I ask some questions. And I automatically know the answer to this question. I automatically know. And I understand, and I get it. I understand why Aaron Hernandez was afraid to let his sexuality be known. Here he was, a professional football player from the hood, a gang background, a college athlete, with one of the nation's top teams. He was afraid. He was afraid that if the truth got out, he'd lose it all. He would lose everything. So he decided to do something foolish that a young kid would do at a very young age, and he had his best friend shot and killed. Someone he was just partying with hours earlier, he felt that he had to kill that man because that guy was going to expose, he felt that the guy was going to expose his secret. And the guy probably wasn't going to expose his secret. I've had issues in the past with friends of guys that I know who are gay or bisexual approach me saying, are you going to tell my secret? Nah, why would I? So Aaron, being very young and stupid, did something foolish, killed a friend of his to hide his sexuality. It didn't make any sense. To us, it doesn't make any sense. Because even if the truth had got out, no one probably would have believed it anyway. So what his fiance would have probably been like, and still probably would have married him. I don't think she would have walked away from that. I don't know. But now you have a man who gave up, destroyed his life. He had everything. He destroyed everything just to hide his sexuality. I'm so glad I chose a different path. Hallelujah. I look at these guys. God, I'm telling you, I know a lot of guys. I know a lot of guys who have wives, girlfriends, fiancés, in situations that they hate, that they don't want to be in. But they're there because they're so afraid what their family members are going to think, what their friends are going to think, what their co-workers are going to think. They have all these concerns in their head what people are going to think about them being gay. Because they are gay. I never gave a fuck. I just didn't. I guess I'm a stronger person in that aspect. And that's what my buddy who keeps coming around here says. He said, Walter, there are not a lot of people like you. You're proud of who you are. And he even said this when he was just here. My buddy with all them kids. Some of them kids, though, in the damn near grown 20 children. Those kids, a lot of them are grown. But he's still living this life of fear. Afraid people will find out. He messes around with men, but he won't take any man to his home. But he lives by himself. But he's so afraid that he won't bring anybody to his place. So you can't maintain a relationship where people are like, why can't I come to your house? What's going on? Why all this secrecy? He won't go to dinner with nobody. He won't go to movies with anybody. He lives his life. He meets these guys. Very attractive guy. Brother fine as hell, truth be told. He crazy as hell too. But he chases good guys away because of this block up here. And I just look at him. But I think he's getting better because it was worse 10 years ago. Ooh, Lord, it was worse. But he's getting better, just slowly. But he's aging. Shit, I just turned 47. God damn. I'm an old man sitting up in this house. I don't have the strength or energy to run around and hide shit no more. From anything, from nobody. It's funny because me and Earl were on vacation. These girls, we were down in Mexico at this resort, and all these women were chasing us around. I mean, they were chasing us. And every time I would go to get drinks, I'd come back and be a group of women around Earl. So I'm like, well, Earl, why? And I'm trying to sit down and smile at the women and everything. Nice, the beautiful women from all over the world. And they see 2 fine, attractive guys, and they want to know, well, what are y'all doing? And I didn't say anything, but Earl should have just said, this is my partner. He didn't want to say that. I don't know why. But so that meant that the whole time we were at that resort, we were being harassed. And finally, I had to let them know, look, we are gay. I gave him an opportunity to say something. But now I'm like, so once I said that, the women, well, they wouldn't say they ran away, but they were not so aggressively coming after us once they realized, okay, these guys are gay. And one lady was like, are you just telling us this because you want us? Are you really gay? And I said, yeah, we are gay. We've been together for 21 years of misery. Long time. But anyway, my heart goes out to guys like Aaron Hernandez. This man had a great opportunity that he destroyed it. He destroyed his career, his life, killed a man in the process, killed several people in the process, according to what they're saying. That he was involved in several crimes with that gang affiliation. Although he was acquitted of murder recently, they strongly feel like he did it. And I have a sneaking suspicion that had he just remained calm, he would have got the sentence overturned on the murder that he was found guilty of. Possibly. I don't know. I'd have to look at all the details of the case. Because the attorneys felt like he would have eventually got it overturned. That's why they're shocked that he committed suicide. And he probably just got tired. He was exhausted. When you're constantly going through life hiding things from people, it can wear your soul down. I've seen it. I have a lot of friends who committed suicide just because they were gay. A lot of friends. Yeah, I've been around a long time. I moved here to Atlanta in 1989. I've been here almost 30 years. I've seen so much shit here, it's mind-boggling. Not just here, I've traveled all over the United States, New York, Miami, Chicago. I never forget, I flew down to Miami to meet this guy years ago. I stayed in a hotel there in Miami. Come to find out this man was married with children. I never knew this. I met him here in Atlanta at a Pride event. This man flew me to Miami, married with children. I was like, okay, what is the reason for this? And he actually told me the truth and thought I would be cool with it that weekend. I was not. This was years ago. Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video because it's a lot longer than what I thought. Today it is the 24th of April. I'm going to hear you guys' opinions and thoughts. What do you think about Aaron Hernandez and why he, do you believe this to be true? I believe it to be true. I don't think these news reports are false. There's just too many stories out here about what took place. So I don't think these reports are false. I think that they are true. It's all over the media. That man was gay or bisexual. And, let's just see. I'm curious to hear your all's thoughts. Anyway, today is Monday, the 24th of April. The year is 2017. Get out and enjoy your Monday. I look forward to reading you all's comments. I'm out. Bye.